Okay, it's test time. On one eye, I am wearing a $40 mascara, and on the other eye, I am wearing a $14 drugstore mascara. Can you spot the difference between the two sides? If not, then stay tuned and find out which is which. Hi everyone, welcome to another video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Mel, and on my channel we discuss everything to do with makeup and skincare for the over 50 woman. So as you saw in the introduction, we are comparing a $40 high-end mascara to a drugstore. I'm going to say $14 because it was on sale when I bought it, so I'm just going to go with that price. It was $14 drugstore mascara. So the two I'm talking about today are the L'Oreal Paradise, the Big Deal Mascara, which is a newer product to their brand. And then the high-end one is the Lancome Flutter Extension Mascara. So I've been using these for a couple of weeks now. Both of the products I have had in recent videos, but it dawned on me the one day when I was using them, and I thought, you know what? This one seems very similar to the Lancome one that I just bought. And I thought, did I really need to spend $40 on this mascara, the Lancome one, when the L'Oreal seems to do similar things? So I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison on camera with you guys because I haven't done that yet. Like I haven't seen what they actually look like at the same time. And before I have somebody leave me a comment, yes, Lancome is owned by L'Oreal. So their products are going to be similar. I realize that. But sometimes products just act differently after you apply them. So off camera, I did all of my skin prep. I also put on foundation, concealer, but I didn't complete my eyes and the rest of my face because I wanted to try out a new eyeliner and I wanted to try out a new drugstore blush. So I wanted to do that on camera with you guys. So that's why I'm not completely done with my makeup yet. I will have everything linked and listed down in my description box of everything that I used today. So the new eyeliner that I wanted to try today is a recent find for me. Now it's not new like in the realm of the makeup world, but it is new to me. It's the Urban Decay Glide On Eye Pencil, but it's the shade that I wanted to try, which is called Whiskey. Now I do have another shade of this one that I enjoy using. It's called, I think it's called Bourbon, which is it's a nice brown. Now I did see somebody using this shade. That's what drew me to wanting to try it. Okay, so that's quite pretty. So I'm just going to start with my eyes, and I did already do my eyeshadow as well. Oh, this is like really, really soft. Oh my goodness, like that is just gliding on. What I find about this shade is it's more of a, just a brown, whereas the Bourbon shade that I use, it has a little bit of like a shimmer to it. Whereas this one's more of like a flat brown. And I'm just going to take like an angle brush, just wing it out a little bit because I wanted the focus obviously to be on the mascara. But I do have you guys comment once in a while that you like to see what other makeup that I'm using for the day. So I thought we would just kind of piece the look together. That's a nice shade. I like that. All right, so I did bring you in just a little bit closer. Both eyes now are done with the eyeliner, and that I really enjoyed it. It gave me lots of time to work with it, and I'm actually blown away of how easily it glided on. That's a really nice pencil, so enjoying that. So a couple things that when I'm testing out a mascara, I just want the formula and the actual wand, everything like that to be true. So I'm not going to curl my lashes at all. I'm not going to use any sort of like a lash primer, anything like that. I just want the mascara to be its true self. So first we're going to go in with the L'Oreal one because I've been using that one the longest. So I do have this one in the shade Black Brown. I guess that would be the only difference between the two of them. This is a different shade than the Lancome. This one I think only has like the black shade. So there is a color difference, but you can get this one in black if you want. And also, I believe this one has a waterproof version as well. I personally don't use waterproof mascaras on my lashes. I find they're hard to remove, and I don't like a lot of roughness around my eyes, like when I'm trying to remove product. This one I find removes quite easily at the end of the night with just my eye cleanser. It does say that you can remove it with soap and water, but I haven't tried that technique just because I do have a separate cleanser that I use for my face at the end of the night. So as I described in the one video that I did show this, it has lots of little bristles. It has one of those flexy kind of wands. You can kind of see here how it's flexing. What I enjoy about this one is how well it builds up, and I can apply coat after coat, and just like it mentions in its claims, it doesn't clump. I personally have not had any clumping with it. I haven't had any smudging or fading. So I'm just going to start going in. What I usually do is I start at the base of my lash and wiggle it up. I like how many bristles it has on the wand because it really does get into all of the little lashes that I have. If you like a mascara that fans out your lashes, like I find this does a nice job of fanning the lashes out. It feels very light on the lashes. I haven't had to use any sort of like a lash, like a separator. You know how sometimes some mascaras you can get clumps in them, and then there's like a little tool you can use that will help fan them out a bit better. This one has a little bit more of a wetter consistency to it. So if you are somebody that does not like a wet mascara, you probably won't like this one. I find it gives more lengthening than it does volumizing. But you can see how many coats I am throwing on here, and I don't have any clumping. There's no clumping going on. Okay, so I lost count of how many coats I put on this side, but it's several coats. And there was a day where I got sidetracked for a second doing something else, and so the coat did dry between me building it up. And even after it dried just a little bit, it still didn't clump on me. So I thought that was a good sign as well. So this is the L'Oreal side done. Now let's go in with the Lancome. Now, the reason I picked this one up is because I saw these claims that it was supposed to be like having lash extensions on. I'm always drawn to stuff like that. I love trying new mascaras, especially with my maturing eyes. I find my lashes just are not what they used to be. They have become quite thinned out, sparse. I mean, if you look at my eyelashes right now, they basically look non-existent because it's like they're just so short and it's just awful. Anyhow, they never used to be like that. But that's life. So that's what drew me to this one. Now, what I found I bought this at Sephora, and what intrigued me a little bit, if you're somebody that doesn't particularly use your whole entire mascara up or within the time frame, as we're told that mascaras should only be open for about 3 to 4 months, and then you should toss them. I always do more of a test to see if it is feeling like, if my mascara feels really dry, and it never used to be like that, or if it starts having a little bit of a smell to it, then I for sure toss it, because it's one of those few products that you are using so close to your eye. And I mean, I have seen people where they get like an eye infection, that sort of thing, and I just don't want any part of that. But the Sephora site had a mini version of it as well. So I think that's great. If you can get a mini version of a product, like a mascara product, I think that's so much more like affordable, and it's basically half the price. Like this, like I said, was about $40. So just a little tip if you're in the market of trying to find a mascara. Now this one also has a very thin wand, much like the L'Oreal. This one says it has what's called nano bristles. And I do find it does, like the L'Oreal one does, it gets into all those little lashes that I have in the very corner. Now this wand isn't as flexible. You can see here, there's a little bit of flexibility, but not like the L'Oreal one. It's a little bit of a stiffer brush. And same thing, so I go right into my lash line and up. I find the brush, like the little bristles on this one, are a little bit more pokey, and the formula is a little bit more drier. So this definitely is not as wet as the L'Oreal one. If I'm not careful with it, it can get somewhat clumpy, but it's not terrible. I guess in a sense, I can't build this one up as much as I can build the L'Oreal one up. And I like for sure, I wouldn't leave this one to dry between coats. I like to apply coat right after each other. And I did just get myself there, so I will show you how to remove that. I just accidentally got myself there. All right, so I'm finished this side. I'm just gonna quickly get rid of that little smudge that I have right there. I take like the end of my spoolie from my eyebrow pencil and very gently just go like that and see how it just disappears. So let me come a little closer for you to show you the difference. So does the Lancome side look a little bit more volumized and some lengthening? Yes, it does. I would for sure say that this gives me a little bit more of that lash extension that they're talking about. Like I mentioned, this side can have a little bit more clumpiness to it. So you can see right here, there is just a little bit more clumpiness than the L'Oreal side. And then I want you guys to tell me, like, which side do you think looks more natural? The L'Oreal or the Lancome? Then I'm also going to just quickly do my bottom lash line. So we'll do the Lancome first. What I usually do is just concentrate on a little bit of the center. I just want to do a few of the lashes. I don't usually do like all of my lashes on the bottom. And then we'll do the L'Oreal one. The Lancome one is also easy to remove, so that's not an issue. I find I don't have any there's nothing complicating taking it off. So now doing both of the lower lash lines, I will say that the Lancome does a little bit better job on my lower lashes. It does, because it's a bit of a drier formula, I find that it does separate my lashes a little bit better than the L'Oreal side, because that is a little bit wetter. So I find that they can get a little bit more clumpy on the bottom, but that's really irrelevant. I mean, it's to make sure it doesn't smudge. I take my finger and I just go like this and I run it underneath the lashes on both sides. I find I just don't have any smudging if I do that. All right, so let's quickly complete the look by applying some bronzer. So today I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. the bronzing drops. Feels like forever since I've used these on my channel, so I thought, well, let's throw these in because I'm using a liquid blush today, so I'd like to keep everything like liquid and cream together. So what I do with this product is I apply just a little bit to the back of my hand, like almost that much. This is in the shade Rose Gold. And then I just take like a fluffy brush. This is the BK Beauty 116. Just try like stipple it and then apply it onto my cheek. It was so wonderful getting up this morning and we have sunshine here. It's like, oh my goodness, it actually feels like a spring day today. So it's like, oh my goodness, it's so wonderful. I don't know, so you might be able to see a little bit of sun coming through my window here. So if there's a little bit extra light, that's what that is. I was gonna say, just don't mind. I have all these little pokey up hairs. I've tried to lay them down a few times, but they are in I don't want to cooperate mode. So just ignore them. All right, so now we're gonna go in with a new blush that I just saw at the drugstore, and I haven't really heard a lot about it, and I haven't seen a lot of people talking about it either. So it's the Revlon Glimmer Blush Drops. This tiny little package, but all it says is that you just need one drop of this to do both cheeks. And what was interesting is when I opened the package up, I haven't used it yet, but it comes like a little, but it looks like that. Isn't that interesting? I did pick it up in the shade. This is called Pink It Over. I think there's 3 shades like all together. But what it says to do is click the top and the product, I guess, comes out. I don't know. Here, I'm just going to go like that. Oh, okay. All right. I can see. So when you go like this, and I'm putting a little bit of pressure on the top, and there's a little bit coming out. So what I'm going to do is put it on the back of my hand. Oh, yeah. Okay. So it comes out like a little drop. There. So I'm just going to apply it with my 107 brush. I'm just going to go like that on the back of my hand. Oh, that's a really pretty shade. I literally have that much on the brush because I don't know how pigmented this is. Oh, that gives a nice flush of color. Well, that's quite pretty. Wow, that really is like, all you need is that drop. Holy smokes, that's going to last me a long time because I'm not even going to use all of that. Because I'm not a big, huge, like, blush person where, like, I put a ton of blush on my face. I like it more subtle. So that's actually just okay for me. Like, I'm good with that. So I don't want to put too much on there. Yeah, that's pretty. I like that. I like how you don't need a lot of this. I mean, you can definitely build it up if you want. When I read about the product, it says it's like obviously a liquid, but that it dries down to like a powder. So we'll see if it does that. All right, so I just completed the look with, I put a little bit of lipstick on. And one thing I will say about that blush, very curious. So right now, that is from when I applied it. But it is true. Like, this is dry right now. Like, there is no, it's actually surprising. Like, that is not coming off. I'm gonna have to go wash it off. But this feels like a powder. Like it is on there. What they said is true. That really does dry down to a powder. And the other thing I'm going to include is more of a wear test to show you how both of them wear throughout the day. Now that the mascara has had time to dry down and look really natural. So again, keep in mind, this is the L'Oreal side and this is the Lancome side. And I really, honest to goodness, do not see that big of a difference. You know, like I mentioned, other than the Lancome, looks like it has just maybe a little bit more volume to it rather than the L'Oreal. Like definitely this has some more substance to the lashes. The L'Oreal one seemed to almost fan them out a little bit better than the Lancome. But like I said, I'll give you guys a wear test. Right now it is 10:40 in the morning. So I am going to have this on, I'm going to say a good 12 hours at least. I have a full day today. I've got lots of stuff on the go and we're doing some stuff in the evening tonight. I will check in with you guys probably around the same time tonight. But make sure, leave some comments down below and let me know if you guys can really honestly tell the difference between the two sides. Other than that, I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so we are at the end of a very long day. It is currently just after midnight. So I have had this on for about 14 hours now. So keep in mind, this was the L'Oreal side and this was the Lancome side. And I'll bring you a little bit closer. You can definitely see that I have no flaking going on either side. There's no smudging going on. So from that respect, both mascaras do really, really well. I guess the only real difference, I was actually feeling my lashes a little bit earlier, and the Lancome ones feel like a little bit crustier than the L'Oreal one. The L'Oreal one feels quite soft on my lashes. But it comes down to, for the slight differences in the mascaras, do you need to spend a big amount of money on a mascara that looks very, very similar to the drugstore brand? And I'm gonna say, no, you don't. Because I think both sides look really good. If I'm going to pick a side, I think the L'Oreal side does make my lashes look a little bit more fanned out and separated. The Lancome side does give my lashes that look of a more volumizing effect. I think it doesn't look as fanned out as the L'Oreal. So in this respect, I'm gonna say that I do favor the L'Oreal more than the Lancome side. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you're not already. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!